Hello everyone, welcome back to another video about Assassin's Creed. So today I have another kind of little chill top 5 list for you guys because in all fairness I had no idea what the fuck else I was going to make. I need another top 5 video, I need that fucking money guys. But basically today in this video for you guys I'm going to be doing top 5 original robes in the Assassin's Creed series. So if you don't know what this means, it's basically just the base robes you get when you begin to play as the assassin. So stuff like, you know, Edward's original robes, ALTAIR'S robes, EZIO'S original robes from the different games, stuff like that. Just the robes that have no modifications to it, no special armor or anything like that, just the base robes you get in the game. And I'm going to be doing a list of my top 5 original robes in Assassin's Creed. So first off on this list we have ALTAIR'S robes. Now this could either be ALTAIR'S robes from Assassin's Creed 1 or the ones from Assassin's Creed Revelations when he's kind of in his midlife, because they're exactly the same. They're literally the same robes. They definitely look better in Revelations. In 1 they kind of look like weird. They're not as fabric-y, they're not as saturated. They do look still great. Obviously it's the classic Assassin's Creed 1 robes, but in Revelation they definitely do look better, so I'm going to use that as more of an example as like how the robes look in the game. But basically these robes are just great. It's kind of the symbol of what assassins were in real life, because the assassins in real life actually wore these robes, and these are the only robes in any Assassin's Creed game that are based off real historical robes that the assassins would have wore. And this makes it all that more awesome simply because we know that the actual assassins in real life wore something that resembled something like this, and the historical accuracy makes everything a whole lot better. Also, it's got a really nice color palette of just mostly being white with that little touch of red, and then obviously the brown accents when it comes to his bracer, his belt, his boots and all that good stuff. It just looks really awesome. And I remember seeing the first trailer, or one of the first trailers for Assassin's Creed 1, and thinking how awesome the character looked with his menacing hood up and his cool bracer, his awesome armor, all the weapons that he's got. And you know, ALTAIR'S robes will forever be one of my favorite robes in Assassin's Creed of all time, simply because he's just the image of badassery. Like, he's just such a fucking awesome character. His robes are really cool. Like, it's weird because all of the assassins at that time, like all of the assassins in the game, wear the same robes, but they look different on ALTAIR. They suit him the most, and we kind of recognize those as ALTAIR'S robes because he's such a big part of the Assassin's Creed series overall. And yeah, I mean, he began everything. He's the first assassin. He's awesome. And, you know, that's mainly the reason why these robes are some of my favorite robes in the Assassin's Creed franchise, because he's the guy that began this awesome series for us. So next up on the list, which a lot of you guys are going to be quite surprised about, but next up on this list are ARNO'S robes from Assassin's Creed Unity, obviously. I think there's something really satisfying about the color of his robes. It's quite a refreshing color palette. Like, we were very used to the white robes and obviously EZIO'S grey robes from Assassin's Creed Revelations, but we never saw something other than a very neutral color palette like white, grey or black. But in this game, we have blue robes, and there's something very refreshing about this. I have no idea why. I remember watching the demos for Assassin's Creed Unity and seeing ARNO'S robes and just thinking how cool they look. Like, they looked so realistic in terms of the fabric and the way they moved around, and I still think that about ARNO'S robes in Assassin's Creed Unity. There's really something about them that makes them really satisfying to walk around in. But yeah, I just really like the color blue in general. It really fits with Unity as a game, and ARNO'S robes overall are just very satisfying to run around in, and they just remind me of how awesome Unity looked when it was first announced and all the demos we had at E3, because his robes look really awesome in that game, and it's just complemented by how well the graphics are and how beautiful Paris looks overall. But yeah, ARNO'S robes are just simple but effective. I really like the simple color scheme they have on them. I think it really works well for Unity as a game as a whole, because I don't know why the color of blue just fits with that game. But yeah, ARNO'S robes, simple, really great, love the color of them, and that's why they're on the number 4 spot. Now these next robes you guys probably expected to see at some point or another in this top 5, and that is EZIO'S Brotherhood robes. Now these robes are really fucking awesome. I love just the clean white look of them. They look really cool, and it's kind of just a big step up from his robes in Assassin's Creed 2 in terms of like the vibrancy of them, and it really makes him look like a master assassin. I really love the look of these robes. They completely capture capture the look of a master assassin and like kind of what Brotherhood is as a whole for some reason. I don't really know how they do it, but they managed to do it. And obviously I just love Brotherhood as a game, and these robes, they're great because they look great with any type of armor. Like you can keep the original white robes for the whole game and Ezio will still look like a badass doing whatever he's doing, because obviously one, Ezio is a fucking badass character, but also because these new robes are really cool and they're really fitting for the time period, and they just make him look like an awesome badass Italian master assassin. Also, you kind of realize how great these robe looks when comparing them to the armor of Brutus. Like if you wear the armor of Brutus for an extended period of time, then go back to the white robes, like they look so much better, because the armor of Brutus is fucking dog shit. Like it's awful looking. He's got some fucking red drape over his head. It looks like shit. But you go back to these awesome white robes and they just look so much more whiter than they did before, and it really just, you know, you take for granted how good these robes look. And when you put the armor of Brutus on, because you want that extra armor, you want armor that doesn't break or something like that, you just take for granted how good the fucking white robes look. They look so fucking good. And you know, I tend to normally just wear the highest rated army that you can wear over the white robes in the game, and then have the ALTAIR'S cape or something like that, because it really does look awesome, and I don't really like getting rid of them because they look that great. And yeah, that's the reason why they are at the number 3 spot on my list of top 5 robes in Assassin's Creed. Now you guys are probably wondering, what could be higher than Ezio's Brotherhood robes? They're fucking beautiful. What is George gonna rank higher? Now you're probably gonna be a little bit surprised by this, but I rank higher than Ezio's Brotherhood robes in the number 2 spot, Connor's robe from Assassin's Creed 3. Now I really like Connor's robes. There's definitely something about them that look really awesome, because before Assassin's Creed 3 we'd never really seen robes that had blue accents on it opposed to the red and white color scheme that we usually see. Now we have the red and blue, which I really like. Connor's robes are really cool. When you get them in the game, you feel like a proper assassin after like loads of sequences of not even playing as an assassin at all, playing as young Connor, playing as Haytham and stuff like that. So once you finally get the assassin robes, you actually feel like an assassin, and the robes do look really awesome. There's something really satisfying about just walking around in Connor's robes when you get him like walking around Boston or something. He does look really menacing and really badass with them on. And yeah, I love the whole design of them overall, how like you have the overlapping bits on the back where it's kind of like white and then a little bit of blue at the bottom. I really do like his robes from Assassin's Creed 3. They're really nice looking, and they do highlight the time period very well. Like it's not too out there like Ezio's Brotherhood robes. They do fit in with the time period he's in. They're quite subtle, and I quite like that. He's not all flamboyant and he's not all like colourful and that stuff. It's just a nice white, blue, and a tint of red in there somewhere, and they're just very clean looking robes overall. So I may not like Connor as the character overall, but I can definitely appreciate the robes he wears. They're just great, and they remind me of originally playing AC3 and getting his robes and how awesome it felt. And there's something still satisfying about that moment in which he finally wears his assassin robes when Achilles gives them to him. It's just a really great moment, and you feel properly like an assassin when you finally get them, and that's why Connor's robes are at the number 2 spot on this list. So number 1 on this list, a lot of you probably saw this coming if you know me. Number 1, Ezio's Assassin's Creed 2 robes. Now you guys know how much I love these robes. My favourite kind of armor in any game ever is the armor of Altair, and these are very similar to the armor of Altair, except they're kind of more detailed, and in some ways I like the classic white Ezio's robes more. They've got a lot of detail on them. Like if you kind of look around, you know, the back, there's very detailed parts of his robes, and it does look really cool. It definitely makes him like this awesome badass Renaissance assassin. I remember seeing these robes after playing Assassin's Creed 1. I was like, this is an awesome new style, because remember how different Assassin's Creed 2 was to Assassin's Creed 1? This was definitely reflected through the clothes and the robes Ezio wore in the game, and you know, I'll always be in love with these robes. They're so beautiful. Reminds me of first playing Assassin's Creed 2, finally getting the assassin robes, that awesome scene where he's getting him out the chest, and you know, you finally get him and you feel like a proper assassin, and you're like, we're back to Assassin's Creed, guys. We're back, because obviously there was a bigger gap between Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 than there is with the recent games, and they've only gone back to the bi-yearly cycle recently. So obviously it was an awesome comeback to Assassin's Creed when you finally got these robes, and they just do look absolutely beautiful in general. But anyway, I'm gonna stop waffling on. That is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my top 5 robes in Assassin's Creed. Kind of wanted to keep this video quite concise. I did talk quite a lot about them, which I do apologize about, because I know with these top 5 videos people get kind of pissed off if I drag them out an awful lot, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe for more content in the future, and also remember to comment down in the comment section below telling me, guys, what your favorite robes are in the game, and if you think I should have included any other robes on this list. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.